No. 1, 2. 1, 2. Ready, go.
Would you all please remain standing and remove your caps and hats while the JROTC color guard presents the colors and we play the national anthem.
March time, march. Honor guard, halt. Left face. Present arms. Forward march.
Blake. Good evening and welcome to the 52nd commencement ceremony of Sacopee Valley High School. We are here today to recognize and honor the individual accomplishments of the class of 2019 and to celebrate as a community this threshold moment of their lives. High school graduation is a time of reflection on the past and of looking toward the future. The students assembled here before you have diverse dreams and ambitions, but the faculty and staff have worked hard with each one of them to help them identify their post-high school plan and work toward accomplishing it. Our work as high school teachers is to help students identify their dreams and goals and then help them develop a plan to achieve those goals. For some, high school graduation has been an expectation, an interim step on the road to college and possibly graduate school. For others, the road to today has been uncertain and challenging, but whatever their path has been or what it may be in the future, I'm very proud of each one of you for getting here today successfully. I would like to acknowledge and welcome the MSAD 55 Board of Directors and Superintendent Dr. Carl Landry to our ceremony. Your efforts and energy on behalf of all of our students are critical to the achievements and successes that we celebrate today. To the faculty and staff of all the schools in MSAD 55, a very special thank you. From pre-K through the 12th grade, all of you have had a direct impact on the lives of these young adults. Your dedication and caring have and will continue to make a difference in the lives of these graduates, and through them on the community and the wider world as well. I would like to welcome and thank all of the parents and family members who are with us today. This day is also for you. For some of you, this is your first high school graduation. Others of you are no doubt already planning that home office or craft room you've always wanted. Don't laugh. My parents got me luggage as a high school graduation gift. I wasn't even sure how to take that. I mean, we're going to miss you, son. Here's some luggage we got for you. But seriously, your commitment, caring, and love have been critical to your children's successes. You've sat up with them when they were sick, taught them right from wrong, made them eat their vegetables, helped with homework, cheered at countless sports events in the heat, rain, and cold, and most importantly, loved them unconditionally. We are honored to have the privilege of sharing this proud moment with you. Lastly, I would like to welcome the members of the class of 2019. Welcome to your graduation. Each of you is here today because you met the standards and expectations that Sacopee Valley High School and the MSCD 55 Board of Directors have set for you. No matter what path you follow to get here, you've all earned this special day. At this time, would Kylie Truman please come to the podium to introduce the guest speaker? Did Mrs. McKenney tell you I am?
Hi everyone. My name is Kylie Truman. I just wanted to quickly thank all of you for being here this evening to celebrate our special day. I have been asked to introduce our guest speaker, Krista Lair. Krista has been a staple in our community for longer than most of us have been alive. She grew up in Parsonsfield and graduated from Sacopee Valley in 1987. She started operating a catering business at the Cornish Inn and then opened Krista's restaurant about 15 years ago. Krista's is an anchor business in our community. Not only is the business very successful, but it brings people from all over Maine and New England to our community to show what we have to offer. For many years, students from Sacopee Valley High School have had their first real job at Krista's and learned important lessons about work, responsibility, and the importance of punctuation. And of course, delicious food. Krista continues to work tirelessly to keep her dream alive, and that is why I believe she is a perfect speaker for our class. Now it is my honor to welcome to the stage Krista Lair.
Oh boy. Okay. So, when I was first asked to give this speech, my gut reaction was frankly, heck frickin' no. My domain is the back of the house, as we call it, in the restaurant business. Can I get rid of this? Here, we're gonna do this. Sorry. It's the back of the house, as we call it in the restaurant industry, behind the scenes, and definitely not public speaking. Then, of course, my rational brain kicked in, throttled me around for a bit, because it's an honor, because I actually, despite what I want all of these kids to believe that come and work for me, I do love them. Anyway, not to mention, if we are going to ask them all to go out into the world and live big lives, I think I can face my terror and corresponding discomfort for just a couple minutes. I'm also privileged to be here as part of a community that has supported me, my insanely amazing crew, my business, and my family for so many years. Some of you are running off to college to far off places because you can't wait to get out of the valley. It's a sign. Others are staying put and are more than happy to do so. If you are going off to the unknown, keep in mind, lots of us escaped, but then came back for a reason. It's a pretty amazing place to raise a family, to work, and to operate a business. Just don't rule us out down the road. So once upon a time, I also graduated from Sacopee. I have absolutely no recollection of that day. I tried. It's not there. I'm sure you won't either. I was left wondering what I could possibly say that isn't said at every single podium all over the country in graduation season? I have no idea, except I have an incredibly dry mouth.
I offered you water.
I know, I forgot mine. Anyway, I have to be honest, and I admit that I did a YouTube search for inspirational graduation speeches. I watched a couple, but then I got sucked into the vortex of surf videos. Surf tutorials, friends surfing, big waves, which, by the way, only make me feel just a little bit more nauseous than I do right now.
There's a screwdriver right there under the...
Oh, okay. I can also fix things. All right, so YouTube clearly was not going to help. But my distraction and obsession with surfing got me thinking about things that make me feel the most vulnerable and that also create the most joy in my life. This public speaking thing, as I've said, is not my comfort zone. And when I tried surfing for the first time 3 years ago, believe me, it was even worse. Picture a severely out of shape 47-year-old who often struggles with just basic daily coordination skills on a surfboard. It's a disturbing visual, I know. Public speaking will never reach create joy status for me. But I'm telling you all of this because surfing has, quite literally, changed me in ways I never expected. It's filtered down to every single part of my personal and business life. So, I started jotting things down that surfing brings to my table. I mean, beyond unadulterated contentment and joy. And the fact that it is the only time when I'm entirely in the moment. No monkey mind. Not for the first time. I wish I had the lessons surfing provides much earlier. The learning curve is, shall we say, steep. I will never get out there and rip, but I will always walk away smiling. The lessons are up close and personal ones that we all experience every day. Sometimes all day. Give me 1 minute. I think Mr. Wolf is going to come over here with his fancy screwdriver and fix this thing.
You can just take it in your hand and do...
Oh God, then I'll start walking around and I'll gesticulate and it'll be nuts. Anyway, the biggest one for me is self-talk. If you have this story that you tell yourself on a continuous loop that says things like, I can't, I'm gonna be bad at this, I'm a total dork. What if they find out I have no idea what I'm doing? Is somebody gonna put it on Facebook? You won't catch the wave, or get the job, or make the connection. Our Instagram world just intensifies this sort of self-talk because we are so focused on what everyone else thinks. Put your phones down once in a while, give yourself a break, find your joy, and change your self-talk. Opportunity and commitment. In the water, you have to pay super close attention. You never turn your back to the ocean, and once you decide it's your wave, the only choice is go. Rewind 15 years ago. I won't bore you with the whole story, but the short version is this. I went to the owner of the Cornish Inn, asked if he wanted to lease out his space. I talked it over with my dear old dad, and then signed the lease the next week. 5 weeks later, we opened the doors. Mind you, I worked about 20 hours a day from the second we signed the lease to the minute we opened those doors. I saw the opportunity and I took it. But here's the crazy part. I didn't even want to own a restaurant. It was just there. It was jumping up and down and waving its hands like a crazy 7-year-old who knows the answer in class. I had to take it. It was supposed to happen. I think it's worked out pretty much okay. I'm proud. Don't hesitate. Get informed about what a good opportunity looks like and be willing to surrender to it. And sometimes it is a surrender. And then commit to that decision, because if you don't, then you're going to get worked over by the circumstances, by the money, or by the wave. I've had a magnet somewhere in my house for at least 30 years. It says, leap, and the net will appear. My people say that I occasionally take this a bit too far, which is true, but when I do, I mostly learn my lesson. And that lesson is not don't leap, it's just make a stronger commitment and get more information. If any of you have seen me at work, you know that I often have one headphone in, this side. This is so I can have one ear for my spidey senses, because they exist. The other is for a book or podcast. A longtime favorite of mine is Tim Ferriss, who talks with his guests about the fact that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about that for a minute. Choose wisely. Surround yourself with amazing, energetic, and kind humans. I don't know about you, but I definitely want more of all of those things. Anyway, last week, he interviewed a total badass entrepreneur and co-founder of SoulCycle, Julie Rice. He often asked guests what non-commercial sentence they would put up on a billboard if it could reach millions of people. Her response was, "There is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs." Yeah, you have to work for it and put the time in. This is not just something cranky business owners say. It's a thing. Learn to readjust. Of course, commitment is part of anything we do. But I want to add a caveat. We all have this notion, and we're told, at least I was, that if we just get down to it and work our asses off, it'll be fine. Or, if it's not working, just work harder. Instead, try taking a deep breath and let go of the thing you're holding on to so tightly. Ask yourself, what isn't working? What do I really want? What's sapping all my energy? Sometimes readjusting can allow us space to see an opportunity that's right in front of us. It could be that if you just do a little bit less in one area, you can do other things easier and better. Or it could be that you're just on the wrong part of the freaking wave. Cheer people on. Whoop whoops are high priority lists with the people I surf with. And every time I hear them, it reminds me to do this more. This is hard for me because it makes me really uncomfortable when someone cheers me on. It's just not my default. I have to make a very conscious effort to do so, but try it because it makes everyone happier wherever you are. We live in a world with lots of negativity in our peer groups, on social media. Just put a little good juju out there instead. As Brene Brown often says, don't waste your energy on trying to win over the haters. You are not jackass whisperers. And also, hashtag, don't be the jackass. Step out of your comfort zone, like maybe right now. Eleanor Roosevelt said, do one thing every day that scares you. I know this quote is attributed to her because it says so on the greeting cards I have been known to give at graduation. I give these because it's so incredibly hard for all of us to force that habit. But if you've got your it down, or you think you do, step it up, or at least test yourself to confirm that you do. Fear and respect. Fear is a story that we tell ourselves about what might be, like, what if I fall off the stage or throw up all over the podium? That's fear. Respect is an earned feeling about something that might be intimidating, like a new job or a boss. I swear I'm trying to be more approachable. I'm working on it. A new relationship, and definitely the huge set of waves that's coming in out the back, which, by the way, this is when you paddle to the outside like your life depends on it. Learn the difference between fear and respect, because you have the power to change your fear story, while having respect for a situation can help you navigate through it more efficiently. And yeah, while I'm on a respect rant, let's all try to give more of this to the people in our lives, even when you know they are cuckoo bananas. And we all know a lot of those. Even and especially if you don't know them at all. You have no idea what the teller at the store is going through. Be kind, leave your ego aside more often, and try not to let it hinder your level of generosity. And remember that having respect for someone should not always depend on always agreeing with them. A few months ago, another podcast favorite of mine, Chris Ryan, and his guests were talking about agency, all the nonstop whinging, and what we do with hurdles. One of them threw out the quote, "We can't control the winds, but we can adjust the sails." Many of us have heard this before, but obviously I'm a weirdo and I wrote this down. We all have events in our lives, small or large, challenging, or just plain devastating, but it's up to us how we frame them. Do those events become a part of our story we can draw upon, lean into, and inform future decision making? Or do we give them power over us to lean onto and become our entire story? Personally, I'm opting for the former, but my point is you have a choice. My story isn't going to be tragic, even though tragic things happen, and I hope that yours isn't either. Ask for, and more importantly, accept help from the people you love when you need support, and be willing to provide that help in turn. Be willing to make mistakes. I got mistakes. I got lots and lots of mistakes heaped with more. And yes, I know everyone who ever speaks at a graduation is supposed to say that. But please know, I can't wait to hear about yours. Hi, buddy. I can't wait to hear about yours because I know if you're telling me one of those epic stories years from now, it will mean you're a far more interesting human than if you never made any at all. Because if you're not making them, you're not doing anything new. And those mistakes, own each and every one of them, because that simple thing goes so far in every situation. If I sit for a whole surf session because I don't want to get pummeled or look like a kook, then I'm not learning anything, and there's no amazing wipeouts to laugh about. And if I make the wrong decision at work and I don't own up to my error, I promise absolutely nothing good results in that. Besides, it's just plain bad form. True love. So, I can't articulate what a good surf session feels like for me, but you would see it on my face. It shifts my brain chemistry. I'm happier in every part of my universe, in and out of the water. It took me too long to find this, but as I said before, timing is everything. I may not have had the same takeaway if I had tried surfing 30 years ago, or I might have, and then I would be living at a lovely little point break somewhere in Central America. Who knows? I do know, however, that I'm grateful for every second I get to spend in the water. And it's because I have less evil self-talk, I'm more generous with my whoop-whoops, I hold fewer grudges, I'm more forgiving, and I mostly embrace the mistakes I make on a daily basis. More importantly, because of all of that, I found a way to love myself more. Yes, I know, it sounds woo-woo, and I don't give a crap. Because I want you to really understand that it does trickle down to every part of your life. You can't help spending a whole lot less time, you can't help spending a whole lot less time and energy on being miserable when you're feeling some love. We could all do with less miserable. There is a reason my crew asks when I'm going surfing. It's not idle conversation, it's collective well-being. Find something, and I'm talking anything you can be passionate about. It will feed you in ways that support everything else you do. Make it a mission to find your place of nourishment and then go there and feed well and often. Travel is, of course, my other love, and it is what actually brought me to surfing and to all sorts of things I didn't know existed. Personally, I love solo travel because it forces my introvert to take a hike. It's uncomfortable and makes me interact differently than if I was traveling with a companion. I've also been known to show up with 50 companions. It's just a different experience. So go places if you can. It doesn't have to be fancy, expensive, or even far away. Not to mention, a trip acts as bait for the end of a busy season or a big project. If you go into a travel adventure with an open heart and mind, you won't regret a single second of it. And the best part is coming home to the people and the community that you love. Travel always helps me appreciate my life right here. Author Neil Gaiman, who is frankly the best narrator on the planet, said in a commencement speech that the best piece of advice he ever got was the one he most failed to listen to. He was in the middle of huge success, and Stephen King said to him, "This is amazing. Look around. You should enjoy this more." Gaiman's reflections on that are ones many of us would share. He didn't enjoy his success at the time because he worried about what was next. What if this goes wrong? He was consumed by the what ifs. We all do this. I did for too many years and still do at times. You may also fail to take this advice, but I'm going to repeat it anyway. Take time more often throughout your journey to look around, appreciate your people, your family, and your experiences. Enjoy the ride, as they say, because sometimes if you let it, that ride can take you to some interesting and unexpected places. So yeah, thank you all for asking me to share your day today. Congratulations to each and every one of you. I still haven't found my people except two. Go out there in the world, love big, fail with epic stories, eat some good food maybe, explore and travel often, get in the water, find something joyful that will feed your heart, and last but definitely not least, make mostly good choices. Thanks.
Thank you, Krista. Public speaking may not be in your comfort zone, but it's definitely in your wheelhouse. Anybody got a flathead? Okay, at this time, I'd like to call up class president, Mr. Colin Hughes, for the class president's address. It's right there on your.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna try to keep this. Short because I think you guys heard enough of me yesterday. But all right. Okay. After 9 months of blood, sweat, and tears, we approach the final minutes of our time here at Sacopee Valley. The moment the past 13 years become little more than memories subject to the unyielding test of time. We begin to clear out the past in order to make room for the future, which means it's one final chat, or it's time for one final chat with your Uncle Colin. So, we find ourselves at a crossroads that'll lead to Yo, has anyone got duct tape or something? Like, or... Okay, here we go. Do they? Yeah. Yeah. Over here. Woo! Oh. Okay. Yeah. What? No, we already got this covered. There we go. All right. So much for keeping this short. Anyway, where was I? We find ourselves at a crossroads that'll lead to a series of further choices and consequences. Some of us are going to college, some entering the workforce, and others remain undecided. Despite the variations, ultimately, we're all following the same path. We're all changing, evolving, and becoming the men and women we always knew we'd be. It doesn't matter how we get there. To borrow a quote from a movie, you guys might have seen it, Avengers Endgame. Everyone fails at being who they're supposed to be. The measure of a person is how well they succeed at being who they are. In other words, there are no right answers. What has been occupying our lives for the past 13 years is now quickly fading into the past to make room for what the future has in store. The responsibility of determining our futures now falls squarely on our shoulders. We're the ones who chart our own waters now, not our parents, not the curriculum. Take it as an opportunity to be better than your previous self. to leave behind any cynicism or regrets from the past, to discover yourself and push onward to new frontiers. Life is hard, and it's only going to get harder, but after spending over a decade with most of you, I know we can handle that. I see the strength, talent, and potential among each of you that'll earn us a spot in this world, a spot we're more than willing to fight for. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to call the Salutatorian of the class of 2019, Alexis Littlefield, to the podium to give the Salutatorian's address. It's open.
Yeah, I'm sure. Hi. For all of you who don't know me, I'm Alexis Littlefield. And I would like to start out by thanking all of you for coming out here today to celebrate this momentous occasion with us. And secondly, I would like to say congratulations to the graduating class of 2019. So I'm sure most of you are expecting me to give you lots of advice during this speech, but let's face it, by the time I finish, none of you are going to remember anything I just said. And I don't have that much advice to give you, not right now anyway. One thing that I can tell you is this. I know we're excited about becoming adults, but now is not the time for that. Now is not the time to grow up and stress about life. Now is the time to go out into the world and experience everything we can before we have responsibilities. Take random classes you will never do anything with. Turn down a road that you have always seen but never taken and get stuck somewhere. Travel the world with strangers who you think might be running from the cops so that at a reunion you can spill the tea. Now is the time to have fun. Get it out of your system before adulthood sets in. Go take every opportunity possible and avoid feeling any regret. I know that high school is finally over and we're all going to college or entering the real world, but this is not the end of the road for us. Just because we have graduated and have our diplomas means nothing. They don't automatically turn us into adults the second we touch it. They don't automatically give you a job. To be honest, they don't have any real purpose other than to celebrate the fact that high school is finally over. And I know that once the time does come, when we finally find the place where we belong, when we finally grow up and contribute wholeheartedly to society, that we will be ready. After today, we will all start on the path that will lead us into our future. But whatever it is that each of us is going to do, I know that we will make it in this world and do everything in our power to make it better for our kids and our grandkids. We are the future, and I have faith in us because we are the graduating class of 2019. Soon, we will be the politicians and representatives who run the government. We will be the teachers in charge of educating the next generation. We will be the soldiers fighting for our nation. The future is in our hands, and I know that with each of us contributing to this future, we will make it incredible. So now, as we leave here today and begin our separate journeys, I wish all of you the best of luck and hope you're able to accomplish everything you have set out to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis. And at this time, I would like to call forward Michael Murphy, the valedictorian of the class of 2019, to give the valedictory address. Colin, are these yours?
First of all, I would like to congratulate the baseball and softball team on their wins today and wish them luck at Western Mains. Let's get that spring sports sweep going. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great honor to be here. And a little bit nerve-wracking, I'm not gonna lie. First, I would like to express my appreciation for my teachers, friends, coaches, and family members who have helped me to get to where I am today, standing here in front of you. Class of 2019, we have spent over 10,000 hours sitting in classrooms in preparation for today. And that does not include the endless numbers of additional hours spent reading, solving problems, writing journals, and other activities that have brought us to this point. The goal we have achieved today will serve as a platform we use to propel us into the future. This is a turning point in our lives. We have spent years playing on these athletic fields, running on this track, and performing on stages. And now we are ready to move on. Today is not just about reminiscing about the past. It is looking towards our future. Some of us will be attending college, others will join the workforce, and some are heading off to boot camp. No matter what our destination is, all of us will meet new people, make new friends, and learn new things. We will age, hopefully become more responsible and independent. After today, our lives are going to be full of surprises and challenges. For some, the unknown may seem frightening, but I am confident that we can face all the challenges with optimism. When I look out on the faces of my classmates, I no longer see the timid, shy, unsure freshmen we all were just 4 years ago. I see teachers, doctors, dental hygienists, construction workers, hairdressers. I see you as you will be in the future, successful. Now is the time to set new goals. I read an article once that said 8% of goals are met. And at first I thought, that is ridiculous. How is it possible when so many of us are sitting here today reaching a major goal in our life? Our graduation. Then I thought about all the other types of goals people set that just get cast aside. To lose weight, to be healthier, to work on self-improvement. I set the goal early on to be standing here today as valedictorian. And yes, I've achieved it. But so many other goals were cast aside, like winning a state championship in soccer, finishing literally any book, sorry Miss Ross, breaking the school hurdle record. No matter what your goal is for your future, I believe you can get there with this dedication, determination, and focus, and just a few sacrifices along the way. Many people think that we cannot achieve great things because we come from a small town in Hiram, Maine. That is simply not true. Case in point, last week, we proved many wrong when our small in number but fierce in fortitude boys track team brought home the state title. With only 7 of us competing for points, the task was a little daunting. Getting off the bus, looking at other teams with what appeared to be an army of athletes should have been intimidating. But we remained focused on doing our job. We had a feeling of confidence because nobody knew what it means to be a Hawk. We are strong, determined, and never give up. We knew that we had to outperform our projections if we were going to succeed. With all of Hawks Nation cheering them on, Aiden Foley and Sean Wedgwood set the tone for the day, with a first and second place finish in pole vault, a 12-point increase on our expected points. From that point on, we all stayed focused on that goal. We strove to move up in the standings, one event at a time. Just like the story of the Trek team, we, the class of 2019, will overachieve of what is expected of us. Sure, we are faced with daunting tasks. Having come from a small town in nowhere, Maine, yet we are ready. We are strong. We have come together to win championships, to grieve the loss of classmates, and to have graduated. Like the Sacopee Valley alum before us, who have gone on to do great things, we, the class of 2019, will do too. We are a powerhouse of innovation and determination. I challenge you all to think with your head, make decisions with your heart, and make the world a better place. Thank you, class of 2019.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And on to the presentation of awards. Could Mr. Walsh please come to the stage to The West Day American Legion Post number 123 annually presents 2 school citizenship awards to members of the graduating class. This year, the awards go to Michaela Doobie and Colin Hughes. They're right there. They're on this side. Which ones are they? They're right there. Michaela and Colin. Uncle Colin.
Thank you.
Good job, Husey.
Sacopee Valley recognizes the Valedictorian and Salutatorian for their accomplishments over their 4 years of high school with Revere Bowls. This year, the awards go to Valedictorian Michael Murphy and Salutatorian Alexis Littlefield. The Valedictory Award is in memory of James Allen Campbell, class of 1968.
It's not real firmly attached.
Yep. These are not attached. These are not attached.
Okay, be careful.
Put two hands on it.
Congratulations, Mark. Be careful with that.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
So we're going to rip through these now. Each year, Sacopee Valley faculty members review the seniors enrolled in their subject area in order to assess the academic growth and accomplishments of individuals. In any given year, an area may not issue an award. This year, plaques for academic excellence in subjects area are as follows. In art, Isabel Kime. In band, Jacob Scott.
Thank you. Congratulations, Jim. Thank you so much.
In chorus, Claire Richmond. In English language arts, Kayla King.
It was surprising.
Shake Mr. Welsh's hand.
No U-turn allowed.
In French and social studies, Emma Estes. In industrial arts, Jesse Day.
Are we doing the other side as well right now?
Yeah. That's,
You the man. Hang on, Jim.
in JROTC, Luke Schwartzky. He's right there. You want to give it to him?
Sure.
Congratulations, Luke. In Latin, Sharon Walker Scammon.
You okay with me shaking hands?
Yeah, that's fine. Congratulations, Sharon. In math, Alexis Littlefield. Congratulations. In science, Sierra Miller. Sacopee TV, Colin Hughes.
Do you want to do save that or do this at the same time?
Yeah, we'll give him. We're also going to give Colin the Class President's Award at this time.
Thank you.
Congratulations. In digital art, Savannah Howes. And in Spanish, Michael Murphy.
Yeah. Please, it's too much.
You done with me?
Yeah. It has been the district's good fortune to have a local citizen scholarship foundation chapter in operation for 52 years. This organization, formerly known as the Sacopee Valley Dollars for Scholars chapter, has helped a number of our graduates to continue their education during the past 52 years. The contributions of all individuals, businesses, and organizations are deeply appreciated. Hopefully, the efforts of this scholarship program intended to help our sons and daughters pursue further education will continue to be strongly supported by residents of the district. Please see the insert in the graduation program, which recognizes those organizations, businesses, or persons who have contributed $100 or more to Sacopee Scholars this year. Only those students that complete a formal application are considered. The organization follows strict guidelines when awarding these scholarships. Consideration is given to need, merit, and other sources of assistance available to the applicant. The Sacopee Scholars Program cannot meet the full need of eligible students, but it seeks to assist those who are deserving. Every student that applied for Sacopee Scholars received some assistance. This is possible through the generosity of local citizens and businesses, so thank you. At this time, we would like to introduce two new scholarships, and I'm going to momentarily take off my principal hat and put on my brother hat. By tradition, when new memorial scholarships are endowed at Sacopee Valley High School, a member of the family or a friend is allowed to speak at graduation to briefly memorialize their loved one and present the inaugural scholarship. Tracy Sirois, my younger sister, passed away on June 30th, 2015 at the age of 48 after a 2-year battle with ovarian cancer. During that time, she never lost her will to live, though her primary concern was the welfare of her 3 children and 2 grandchildren. She also never lost her sense of humor, which was wicked. She fought her battle as bravely and selflessly as I have ever seen. In conversations with my family, we decided that we wanted to fund an annual scholarship at Sacopee Valley High School in Tracy's memory to assist a student who has shown grit and determination in pursuing their dreams, because that's the kind of person Tracy was. So it is my great pleasure to present the first annual Tracy Sirois Memorial Scholarship to Sharon Walker Scammon. Would Mrs. Carol Levitt please come forward to present the James Hanson Day Get Her Done Memorial Scholarship?
Congratulations, class of 2019, and good luck to you as you start your next chapter. The Get It Done Memorial Scholarship was created by the family of James H. Day as a way to honor him and his love for education, our community, and his zest for life. James was a 2016 graduate of Sacopee Valley High School. He had a passion for learning. His love of education started in his preschool years and continued to be very important to him. James graduated from Sacopee ranked third in his class. He got involved with Cub Scouts when he was in first grade and later moved on to Boy Scouts. James became an Eagle Scout in 2016 and was extremely proud of that accomplishment. When he was 8 years old, he knew he wanted to be an architectural engineer. After his first battle with a brain tumor when he was in the 8th grade, he decided he wanted to combine medicine and engineering because he wanted to help people. James was studying biomedical engineering at Wentworth Institute of Technology in Boston, Mass, when he was forced to take a medical leave of absence after completing only 1 semester. Sadly, James lost his long and courageous battle with a second brain tumor on August 20th, 2018. A friend of the family started collecting bottles and cans in James' uncle's shed while James was having treatments. Family members, friends, and community members heard about the bottle drive and started contributing. The ongoing support is making the scholarship fund thrive beyond expectations. After James' passing, the shed has been filled more frequently than before. This, along with monetary donations from family and friends, has made it possible for the Hanson, Day, and Shea families to award a $10,000 scholarship in honor of James. James' family is awarding the scholarship to a recipient that exemplifies James' superior qualities and very distinguished morals. They look for academic performance and potential, leadership performance and potential, community involvement, references, the essay, and financial need. Riley Sawyer, would you please come forward? It's my honor to present the James Hanson Day Get It Done Scholarship, established in the memory of an exemplary student, to the first recipient and another exemplary student, Riley Sawyer.
Thank you.
Your mom wants you to stand right there.
Okay, we gotta take a picture. Okay. Thank you.
At this time, will Superintendent Dr. Carl Landry, School Board Vice Chair Judy Watson Ingram, Assistant Principal Jim Walsh, and Guidance Counselor Laura Landry please come forward for the presentation of diplomas.
Do I have to lean over or am I
Yeah,
good?
you lean and I'll lean.
Okay. All said, Mr. Wolf? Okay. Do we have them stand the rows or do we just?
Yeah, that class marshal, yeah.
Can you give me a heads up to start the second time? This one is a little, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Alexis LaJoy, St. Joseph's College of Maine.
Alexis receives the Maud Brown Varney Scholarship, made possible by the Parsonsfield Seminary Board of Trustees, the Julian Hartwell Nursing Scholarship, the Porter High School Alumni Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
I wait for her to sit.
Isabel Keim, Maine Maritime Academy.
Isabel receives the Sawyer Valley High School Staff Scholarship, the West Day American Legion Post No. 123 Scholarship, the Barnes Environmental Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
So do I wait for her to clear the stage before I go to the next one?
Sierra Miller, University of New Hampshire.
Sierra receives the Bridgeton Hospital Memorial Guild, the Porter Grange Scholarship, the Maine Masonic Drum and Lodge No. 118 Scholarship in honor of the Parsonsfield Library, the West Day American Legion Auxiliary Post No. 123 Scholarship, the Don and Debbie Isaacs Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Brenna Humphrey, Colby Sawyer College.
Brenna receives the Dr. Sylvia P. Scholarship, the John Hoyt Scholarship, the Sawyer Valley Middle School Staff Scholarship, the West Day American Legion Post No. 123 Scholarship, the Potter Academy Alumni Scholarship, the Russell, Rusty, David, Rodney Jr. Allen, and Aldo Edward Moody Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Yeah.
Savannah Marlowe, University of Southern Maine.
Savannah receives Sawyer Valley Elementary School PTC Scholarship, the Maine Masonic Greenleaf Lodge No. 117 Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
I'm going to turn this page and put yours right on top if you want.
Haley Ryan, Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences.
Haley receives the Dr. Lowell Barnes Memorial Scholarship, the Warren Bucknell Scholarship, the West Day American Legion Post No. 123 Scholarship, the J. Malcolm Stanley Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Haley Babb, Central Maine Community College.
Haley receives the Embark Scholarship, the Eleanor Garner Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Riley Sawyer, University of Southern Maine.
Riley receives the James Hanson Day Get Her Done Memorial Scholarship, the Red Sox Scholarship, the Sacopee Valley Middle School Staff Scholarship, the Craig A. Miller and Stephen E. Smith Memorial Scholarship, the Harry and Viola Pratt Scholarship, the 21 Club Community Service Scholarship, the Porter High School Alumni Scholarship, the People's Choice Credit Union Scholarship, the General Federation of Women's Clubs of Maine Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
I'm not going to say anything because we got like a fine oil machine.
Patricia Thurlow, St. Joseph's College of Maine.
Patricia receives the Earl D. Webster and Benjamin H. and Francis Webster Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Delia Sanborn, St. Joseph's College of Maine.
Delia receives the Sawyer Valley Health Center Scholarship, the Helen F. Wakefield Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Caleb Wilson, entering the workforce.
Devin Barnes, University of Maine, Orono.
Devin receives Sacopee Scholars.
Under attack by mosquitoes.
Kylie Truman.
Well,
I'm sorry, the page is stuck together. That's you, Stephen, not Kylie. Stephen Eastman Jr., Northern Vermont University.
Stephen receives the Porter High School Alumni Scholarship and Sacopee Scholars.
thanks for saying me. Sorry, Steve.
Matthew Day, University of Maine, Orono.
Matthew receives Sacopee Scholars.
Dylan Miner, University of Southern Maine.
Dylan receives the Baldwin Belt Burner Snowmobile Club Scholarship, the North Baldwin Fire Auxiliary Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Richard Watson plans to attend college in the future.
You got it right.
Mason Humphrey entering the workforce. Brandon Capano, St. Joseph's College of Maine.
Brandon receives the Horace Perry Memorial Scholarship, the Cornish School and Alumni Scholarship, the David Lombard Scholarship, the Sacopee Snowdrifters Snowmobile Club Scholarship, the Calls Employee Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Make sure my pages don't stick together.
Michael Murphy, University of Maine, Orono.
Michael receives the Sacopee Valley Middle School Staff Scholarship, the Don and Debbie Isaac Scholarship, the Porter High School Alumni Scholarship, the L. Arnold Stacy Memorial Scholarship, the Keyser Falls Cornish Kiwanis Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Jacob Brooks Maggi, entering the workforce in the law enforcement field. Jacqueline Carson, University of Maine, Orono.
Jacqueline receives the Julian Hartwell Nursing Scholarship, the Russell, Rusty, David, Rodney Jr. Allen, and Aldo Edward Moody Scholarship, and the Roland Stanley Educational Trust.
Is this the one I messed up on?
Now, Kylie Truman plans to attend college in the future. Kyla Huey plans to attend college in the future. Chelsea Hicks entering the workforce in the construction field. Savannah Monroe entering the workforce in the behavioral health field. Heather Buckley, entering the workforce. Nicole Mead, University of Southern Maine.
Nicole receives Sacopee Scholars.
Caitlin Hall, Southern Maine Community College.
Caitlin receives the Embark Scholarship, the Pearl McKinney Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Charlene Stark plans to attend college in the future. Savannah House, Spar Tech Institute.
Savannah receives the Norman G. and Cressy M. Pratt Memorial Fund and Sacopee Scholars.
Damian Welch plans to attend college in the future. Jacob Scott, Assumption College.
Jacob receives the Melmac Education Foundation, the Brian Levitt Memorial Scholarship, the Truworthy Scholarship in memory of Janice Truworthy Birch, and Sacopee Scholars.
Wyatt Goff, entering the workforce.
You too.
Sullivan Ricker, University of Maine, Orono.
Sullivan receives Sacopee Scholars.
You're welcome.
Brian Mudgett, White Mountain Community College.
Brian receives the Seth Day Memorial Scholarship, the Victor and Betty Zellman Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Timothy Zagarella, University of Southern Maine.
Timothy receives the William F. Lawrence Memorial Trust and Sacopee Scholars.
Should have waited till the roll went.
Isaac True, Maine Maritime Academy.
Isaac receives Sacopee Scholars.
Devin Haskell, entering the workforce. Jesse Day, entering the workforce in the welding field. Declan Arsenal plans to attend college in the future. Michaela Wakefield, Empire Beauty School.
Michaela receives the May Masonic Greenleaf Lodge number 117 scholarship and Sacopee Scholars.
Harley Hagerman plans to enter the United States Air Force in the future. Ariel Irish plans to attend college in the future. Ariel. Emily Willette, Southern Maine Community College.
Emily receives the Embark Scholarship, the Maine Masonic Greenleaf Lodge number 117 Scholarship, the Calls Employees Scholarship, the Maine Water Company Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Michaela Doobie, University of Maine, Orono.
Michaela receives the Mount Moriah Masonic Lodge Award in memory of Rayfield Payne, the Sawyer Valley Health Center Scholarship, the Dr. Paul Marston Scholarship, the Roland Stanley Educational Trust, and Sacopee Scholars.
Hannah Colson plans to attend college in the future. Sharon Walker Scammon, University of Southern Maine.
Sharon receives the Tracy C. Royce Memorial Scholarship, the Norman G. and Cressy M. Pratt Memorial Fund, the Eleanor Garner Scholarship, the Roland Stanley Educational Trust, and Sacopee Scholars.
Lillian Tucker plans to attend college in the future. Gabrielle Barnes plans to attend college in the future. Alexis Littlefield, University of Southern Maine.
Alexis receives the Dorothy and Jim Maxwell Scholarship, the Lake Region Vocational Center's Melmac Education Foundation, the Senator George J. Mitchell Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Isn't the biggest challenge.
Luke Schwersky, enlisted in the United States Coast Guard.
Okay.
Alexander McNulty, Central Maine Community College.
Alexander receives Sacopee Scholars.
Why aren't you getting attacked? Oh, they're all over your head.
Sean Ames, entering the workforce in the machining field. Nathan Fritz plans to attend college in the future. Yes.
Bug spray next year.
Colin Hughes, Husson University.
Colin receives the Sacopee TV Scholarship, the Bertha Moody Memorial Scholarship, the Larry Lord Scholarship, the Earl D. Webster and Benjamin H. and Francis Webster Scholarship, the Roland Stanley Educational Trust, and Sacopee Scholars.
Justin Prince plans to attend college in the future.
Nice job, Justin. Wait. I caught you that time.
I heard the wait. Are we good now?
We'll wait till they all come over.
Yes.
And
Nice. All set?
Aiden Foley, Sierra College.
Aiden receives the Sacopee TV Scholarship, the Ellie Frost Memorial Scholarship, the Porter High School Alumni Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Andrew Seeley entering the workforce in the railroading field. Adam Staples plans to attend college in the future. Genoa Edwards entering the workforce. Kayla King, Mercy College.
Kayla receives Sacopee Scholars.
Claire Richmond, Wheaton College of Massachusetts.
Claire receives the Sci Valley Middle School Staff Scholarship, the Porter High School Alumni Scholarship, the Oxford County Education Association Retired Educational Award, the Tri-County Teachers Association Scholarship, the Sheila Atwell Memorial Scholarship, the Eleanor and Harold Clinch Memorial Scholarship, the Victor L. Sanborn Music Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Sure.
Emma Estes, University of Southern Maine.
Emma receives the Carrie Ann Sherman Scholarship, the Etta Collins Scholarship, the Sam and Cindy Hoyt Scholarship, the West Day American Legion Post number 123 Scholarship, the J. Malcolm Stanley Scholarship, the Roland Stanley Educational Trust, and Sacopee Scholars.
Alexis Bowley entering the workforce in the automotive industry. Alexandria Collender entering the workforce. Haley Thibodeau plans to attend college in the future. Catherine Jolly plans to attend college in the future. Jenna Bickford, Southern Maine Community College.
Jenna receives the Embark Scholarship, the Porter High School Alumni Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Logan Hutton, York County Community College.
Logan receives the Embark Scholarship, the Hunting Dearborn Incorporated Scholarship, and Sacopee Scholars.
Gage Tarvers, entering the workforce. Brandon Harrington, entering the workforce. Alexander Bailey, entering the workforce. Raven Lichtenberg, entering the workforce.
Last one? Then we be done? I gotta help him with that.
I'll take this folder.
Okay.
Blake Tibbetts, Thomas College.
Blake receives the James Jimmy Stewart Memorial Scholarship and Sacopee Scholars.
Thank you. I still don't understand why you didn't get attacked as much as I did.
Okay. Congratulations to the class of 2019. I wish all of you success, health, happiness, and prosperity as you go forward in your lives. We are all very proud of you. Mr. Class Marshall, please prepare the class for the turning of their tassels and for their recessional.